What's up, guys and gals, and welcome to VV Vibes. And now we're going to do a quick vibe check on the market. It is Wednesday, March 9th at about 7:05 a.m. Pacific time. So we are going to have the first appearance of Mystique drop here in about 55 minutes. Wanted to do a quick overview of the market while you guys can, while the market is down, so you guys have something to kind of watch and learn in the meantime. So ecomi wiki, the top gainers, top losers thing still isn't working right now. It's kind of still mixing things up. Omi the Clown is aware of this. If anything, he's actually working on a whole new ecomi wiki website. I'm not sure if it's going to look completely different or if there's going to be new features or whatever it is. So I'm really excited for that. So I do not mind holding off in the meantime if it means getting a new website. If he, you know, if the fix is going to be very short term, it doesn't matter to me. So because it doesn't work, I think the first thing we're going to check out is just golden moments really quick. Some of these are down quite a bit, and it's part of me wants to say not surprising, but at the same time it is pretty surprising how far these can really go down. So Lady the Tramp is down 1% over yesterday at 6:15. Donald Duck is actually down 4%. So this, I didn't know how long it would take for Donald Duck to break 800 gems. It seems like there was a lot of resistance there for quite some time. We'll go ahead and like open up the chart in the meantime. Partner statue at 2100. Yeah, there was some resistance over the last, I would say, 3 days or so of Donald going below 800. So he would touch it, go slightly below 800, then go above, go slightly below 800, then go above. But that seems to have broken today, and it seems like there's a chance he could start running now down and below. R2D2 below 4K right now. C3PO below 2K. So it seems like a lot of those, a lot of the golden moments are just kind of breaking below those arbitrary numbers, those round numbers of 4,000, 2,000, 800 gems. So it's a lot of those nice round numbers that people don't want their NFTs or their golden moments to go below. I've been saying this for a while. It would not surprise me if we did see Iron Man get down to 1,000. He did get to, I think, like the high 1100s, so like 1199 back here. So not there, but there was a time where he was actually down there. I don't know if it was around here back in like late February, but yeah, I think just the way the gem squeeze is coming, I really think everything still revolves around MTL. So unless we get a more formal announcement with some actual hard dates with Veve, this in my opinion, I think this gem squeeze is just going to continue, or at the very least just start plateauing until we get a more formal announcement. But here we have a Ventures logo that's actually up a tiny bit, up to 915 gems. Wally's still going down at about 5%. So right now, the golden moments for a while, I would say over the last week or so, we're pretty much dropping on and off anywhere between the low double digits and high single digits. So now it seems like they are slowing down. They are pretty much reaching their early January, late December prices for some of the NFTs, or I should say for some of these golden moments. So they are starting to slow down. They're not always dropping anywhere between 9 to 15%. Pretty much every other day. Now it seems to be slowing down where now they're only dropping, 3%, 4%, going up a 1/4%, going down, 5%. So Sorcerer's Hat down to 2K, which is crazy to think about. I remember this thing being at 3K not too long ago. Homer and Bart finally breaking down that 1,000 gem mark, and then same thing with Skateboard. Hovering around 800, but it wouldn't surprise me if this thing did break below 800 in the meantime. So another thing we want to look up is, let's just check out the Batmans really quick. Kind of want to check those out. All right. So Batman versus Killer Croc, oof, pushing 400. I didn't know if this day would come, but it seems like it is. I still think it's pretty new. Listings are really low, but it's still, it doesn't matter. People are just, there's absolutely no buying pressure in the market, which is why personally I'm not buying anything right now. The only things I have been buying recently and just kind of flipping in the short-ish term is just the Ghost Rider comics. They seem to be doing extremely well for me in the meantime, but as of right now, Batman versus Killer Croc is just not doing it. Becky Cloonan down to below 1,300. Darwin Cook Batman down, up 18%, so it actually went up 23 gems. So yeah, Becky Cloonan still has a little bit of ways to go. Becky Cloonan, if it really wanted to, it could maybe hit 1,000, because people have been buying this for really cheap for a long time, but she has been fairly resistant. I'd say mostly because of the FE tag and because it's literally part of the original set of Joe Mad, Todd, Rizzo, as well as Becky Cloonan. FA Roger at Robin there Dick Spring Joker, oof, is just like an absolute free fall. I remember buying this at like 750 a while ago, and to be honest, I still have it. And there's at least 6 or 7 times that I wanted to sell it just over the last like month and a half, and most of the time I just forgot. I probably would have thought about it more if I didn't forget I had it. But yeah, this thing went down to 319. I do think it's hitting a bottom. It could go a tiny bit lower, just because there are some people on this app that are more than willing to sell just for a deep loss and hoping to either rebuy it or just invest in something else. But it's starting to hit the bottom, because it hasn't been that long that people have been buying this for, you know, around 300. So FA Harley Quinn is up a tiny bit. Batman Who Laughs, which someone said in my my last ecomi wiki, I should say, my last vibe check, they're like, well, Batman Who Laughs is such a huge DC character. I agree. I'm just saying the run up should not have been as high as it should have been. Like, this is still one of my favorite characters on the app, but in my opinion, I do think that pump that happened in late January was very artificial. Some people were pumping it quite a bit. Like, an NFT with this amount of mints should not have gone this high in the first place. But I do think right now it's starting to level out. I remember people were buying these for below 100. Could it go a little bit lower? Yeah, it could probably touch 120. I doubt it'll touch 100 again, but it could go down to like 120, 111. That's where it's going to start hitting some like really hard resistance, and I think it's going to flatten off at that point. But even now, I think buying it up is not a terrible idea. Like, if you're thinking about the long term, that's, you know, it doesn't really matter. But I do like the Batman Who Laughs, but something with 17,000 editions, like none of the other Batman Black and White series NFTs even touch this amount. I think the highest one that's on the app is 7,500, I think, or part of the series, like the Black and White series, is like the only other one that's as high as that is 7,500, which this still has more than double and a half of. So Dad Bod Batman at 430, so it's up 0.25%. Let's look at Todd really quick. Todd has been chilling at about 6.5 for quite some time. I do remember he was touching below 6K here and there. I remember just seeing him at 5.9 or whatever, and I'm just like, wow, this is really going that low. Yeah, so 5.7 just about a week ago, a little over a week ago. Now it's pushing back up. Rizzo's now been kind of teasing around 10K for quite some time as well. What's the next one we can pull up? Let's pull up Mickey lenticular cards as well as Steamboat Willie really quick. And again, if you guys want me to cover any other NFTs or cover any other things, as of right now, like I said, the top gainers and losers just isn't working right now, so I'm kind of just working with what I got. Come on, work with me. All right, there it goes. Daisy Duck finally up. That means it was getting to, I can't believe it got as low as 210 at one point. So it went as low as 210, so it's up 14%. Goofy's up to 1,500. Yeah, this went all the way down to 1,200 at one point. I think even at the high 1,100. So people were listing it for, you know, 1,190 or 1,199, whatever it is. So yeah, now it's finally going. It went back up 25%. Minnie Mouse 17%. The lenticular cards did go down significantly yesterday. Me and Rob Stuff and a few other content creators were just talking about it, but it seems like people in the market have finally got their senses. It's going back up. Altogether now, Mickey ultra rare at 3K right now, so it's up, you know, hardly anything. It's up 1 gem, but yeah, now it's starting to go down. But I do think it's reaching its absolute bottom. People were buying around 3K for a long time on this NFT, other than literally the opening, I would say, day of the drop. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's literally at an all-time low. It's not going to be any lower. Listings are at an all-time low. Prices at an all-time low. I think from here it's only going to go up. And again, this was another NFT I thought about on and off, just selling at any point over the last day and a half. But when we see a downtrend like this, I do think it's going to rebound just as quick as it came up. Will it go as high? Probably not, but I do think it will go up just as quick, and it might stop around the 5K, 6K mark. Who knows when people start taking profit at that point, because we also do have a lot of people that have been buying on the way down as well. So John T. Jig up 6%. Happy Whistle chilling at, kind of been flirting with the idea of 500 gems for a while as well. So comics are going to be kind of hard to pull up. I might just show, at the very least, just Ghost Rider, just because that seems to be the most successful one on the platform as of the last like month or so. Tales of Suspense, Marvel Spotlight. Okay, here we go. So Marvel Spotlight, number 5, secret rare, 1400. So it's actually down 100 gems. Marvel Spotlight, number 5, ultra rare. Yeah, this one pumped all the way up to like almost 500 gems 2 nights ago. I think people finally got their senses, but something happened at some point overnight where this thing just really ran up to, it literally ran up to 500 gems. I think Ecomi Wiki might have only caught it when it went to 450, but it went down pretty quick as well. There just wasn't a whole lot of listings. I mean, there's 69 listings, now there's 63, so people started listing. I was one of those people too. I tried to sell it at, I think like 480, 470. The more people started catching on and started undercutting, and I think at that point it's just it's just too hard to sell your comic at that point, unless you're heavily undercutting by like anywhere between 10, 15, maybe even 20% just to sell it quickly, because if you think it's going to start really going down to the trend like this. So rare is at 100, common is at 46, so that's down. So pretty much everything, it's Ghost Rider pumped like crazy 2 nights ago. Now it's just recovering from the pump. People are just selling off and taking profits. In the meantime, maybe we can show some on my phone, some of the other comics. This will pull up, cool. So we'll go ahead and pull this up, comics. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually refresh this. It'll actually show you a comic that was most recently updated. So Daredevil appeared, that means someone actually listed a Daredevil recently. The hard part is we don't know which rarity. So it could be the common, the ultra rare, the secret rare, we don't know, right? But so it looks like Daredevil, the first appearance, Bullseye is at around, the ultra rare at least is at 110. Did not want to look at that one. I want to look at the common. It's now at about 14 gems. Do a quick refresh here. Amazing Spider-Man, first appearance of Doc Ock. Let's see what's going on here. 42 gems for the common. Pretty big sell wall. A couple of sell walls going on here at 42. Amazing Spider-Man, so 356. Kind of seems pretty low, but I think it's the first appearance of Green Goblin that has kind of like the extra additions for the most part. I do really like this cover a lot for Amazing Spider-Man, where Doc Ock is basically just slapping Spider-Man right there. Ultimate Fallout, we actually can't forget about that one, obviously. I think that's probably one of the most hyped, newest comics that currently exists. This one was at 800 probably a few days ago. Now it's just kind of chilling at 900 again. I do think there's not a ton of buying pressure coming in, and Ultimate Fallout common has been around 100, I would say, for the last week. It tends to go a little bit above 100, then a little bit below, but not much moving here. But this is actually one of my favorite covers for Ultimate Fallout. Like, in a weird way, I kind of like it more than the secret rare. I know the secret rare is like showing more characters and more things going on in the background, but I kind of just like that bright red that's in the background behind Miles Morales. So. And the rare is at 400 right now. Let's do another quick refresh. I kind of like doing this just to see like what people are selling off, because every time you see a comic appear at the top like this, it's not someone buying one. It's typically someone actually relisting it or posting a comic to sell, right? So there's first appearance of Green Goblin. Right now it's sitting below 200, so not bad right now. I think the main thing that is holding this comic back is the fact that there is 70,000 editions of it. So I think it's the highest mint run of comics that we've ever had. So it's pretty high up there. It is a significant comic, but it is up there. So Chupacabra Jones, we've actually seen him multiple times on here forming cell walls. So it definitely seems like, let's actually pull up his profile. Let's just do it. 11 collectibles, 1 sets, 475 followers. Yeah, and maybe he's a comic book guy, because it doesn't seem like he has a lot of collectibles, but I know comics aren't tracked in the collectibles tab when you look at someone's profile. So yeah, maybe he's just comic book collector / flipper, or he's just really using comics as a means to basically expand his wallet. Do a couple more refreshes here, and then we'll probably jump out. Like, you know, the main thing is it's really hard to track the top gainers and losers on Ecomi Wiki when those features aren't working. So right now we're kind of just making best with what we can do. I will say Thor, or I should say, yeah, it's Thor 337, but at the same time it is Beta Ray Bill. This one's pretty good. This one's also a low mint run, so 100 for the common, same as Miles Morales. Ultra rare is at about 519, and this one could run pretty well too. It's at, I mean, there's a huge jump from basically 520 to 522 to 560 in the ultra rare category. Check out the secret rare really quick. 2.2k. Beta ray Bill I think is going to be making an appearance in the future in Marvel MCU. I really like the character personally. I've said it before. I think he's, and I think the way he's been portrayed, in some ways he's actually more worthy than Thor himself. Let's just say that. But Daredevil 3.3k for the secret rare. And the common, this one pumped recently too a lot because I think, gosh, what was it? It was like VV Collectibles retweeted some sort of convention thing that they like donated some comics. So they said, hey, hey, if we get X amount of people that sign up or donate, we're going to give away one of these VV NFT comics. So I think that's actually what caused Daredevil as well as Ghost Rider to pump a lot a few days back. But now just the other day did like a huge pump. Kind of just checking out all like the pretty high-end comics right now, and I'm mostly focusing on the ultra rares right now just because that's just my personal preference. If you guys again want me to check out more of the uncommons or the rares or whatever it is, I just think some of the top tier comics, or at least like me personally, if I'm gonna be investing in comics, I'm probably gonna focus on commons, ultra rares, and secret rares. Like either you're gonna go for the very, very high end, or you're gonna go for the commons, which is the classic cover, right? Fantastic Four number 5 common is also sitting around 100. So we got a lot of good comics sitting around 100 that people can pick up. But there is one that I'm looking for, especially, and I brought it up on Rob Stuff's stream the other day when I was kind of on there, which was Kang. Kang has got a very, very low mint run. And on top of that, I do like the artwork because the VV didn't do this too often with some of the pieces of artwork where they actually have, instead of the uncommon just being kind of like the black and white version of the comic like they did here. So it's almost like they put because usually it's the common, which is the original artwork, then the uncommon is the original artwork, but it's just black and white, or maybe there's certain highlights in like the characters or the title or whatever. They actually switched it up here. They actually moved that to the rare spot, and the uncommon actually has a unique art cover, right? So I really like, I really like the uncommon. Me and My Collectibles likes it too, where he's just pointing at Kang. Like it just looks like a meme. Like it just looks like a meme template. Like I love it. But at the same time, the uncommon or the ultra rare looks really good too. It's all white background, so it almost kind of looks like a secret rare by itself, which is a cool look. So that's at 1.4k. And again, Kang only has 10,000 mints, and then there's the secret rare, of course, at 10k basically. And yeah, these listings are pretty low. I mean, we only got 27 of the ultra rare, 26 is secret rare. It's kind of weird how some comics are actually getting more sales of the ultra rare, which is why I think I'm a little bit more bullish. If I can afford the secret rare, of course I would buy it if I'm really bullish on it, but I think ultra rares are selling out because people want to buy the comic, the highest end version of it, but secret rare is just so far out there that people start buying the ultra rares, which is why sometimes we're actually seeing more, or actually less listings of ultra rares than the secret rares, because I think people can actually afford these. And the other thing I like about Kang too is that it actually has 3 exclusive art covers, which is the secret rare, the ultra rare, as well as the uncommon. Like most of the comics that we get now are usually 2 black and white versions, right? Which is the uncommon and the rare, right? So there's like a black and white version of the old art, and then a black and white version of the new art that the new artist made, and then we have like the fully colored ones here. But I think I like about Kang is that basically there's only one cover that is kind of black and white for the most part. I do like the fact that it's more color, it's a bit more unique looking, and at least for the price, I mean, if we look at the common, it's at 355 for the common. The uncommon, which has way less listings, I mean, not that much less if we actually look at the actual price amounts. I know we're focusing on Kang a lot, but that's just one I'm pretty bullish on. There's only 10,000 mints, but there's 6,000 mints of the common, so 60% of the amount actually is going to the common, and about 22% is going to the uncommon. So it goes down from there, but the ratios that works, like usually VV does like 75, or I would say like 75% of the mints usually go to the common, then the rest are spread out everywhere else. But this one, Kang, probably has a little bit less in the comments and more kind of spread out amongst the new art, which I do like. Let's see where the rare is at. Rare is at 528 for the most part. So I do think that the uncommon and the ultra rare do have the most unique looking art. They have, across the board, it's all low mints. It doesn't matter. The thing only has 10,000 mints across the board. So yeah, so that's pretty much it for Kang. Maybe we'll take a quick look at Loki. Might as well. And again, I do think there's some people that could come onto the app that might just be cover art purists. Like something like Journey in the Mystery would be perfect for them, right? Like all it is just three different iterations of the comic cover, of like the original cover, right? So there's the original cover, there's like black and white and different versions of it. So there are some people that might not like the new artist stuff. They might just be cover art purists, so it might behoove them to actually start for you guys to like invest in these. And honestly, I think as long as it's a pretty well-known character, it's a top tier comic, in my opinion, you pretty much can't go wrong, because there's going to be enough comic book collectors / niche collectors that if there are people that are comic book cover, original cover purists, they're going to love this cover. But if they like more of the new art style stuff, they might like Powers of X, where it has all the different unique looking styles of covers. Or if they like something like this, where it's more of the unique covers that are more panel pulls. This one, that's probably better to them. Like this actually has a lot of panel pulls as the art cover. So people that might like the panel pulls more than the VV exclusive ones, it could be different there. So a lot of different angles to take it in the future. I'm really excited about comics. I'm going to start investing more in comics here in the near future. Right now, I'm just kind of waiting for price to bottom out, waiting for MTL to be announced. And once that happens, that's probably when me personally, I'm going to pull the trigger on a lot of different stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Hope you guys take care. And again, please double triple check all of your listings before you post them so you don't screw yourself. So I'll catch you guys next time.